The desert of Caros Prime was not meant for life. The sun burned white. The sand was metal sharp. The wind carried radiation and glass dust. No species settled here by choice, except one human. His name was Elias Mercer, a mechanic by trade, a survivor by necessity. Elias had not planned to live on Caros Prime. His transport failed during a border war. The ship burned in orbit. Escape pods scattered like sparks. Only one landed intact. His dot, the nearest trade route, was 6 light years away. The nearest colony even farther. The emergency beacon failed after 3 weeks, so Elias stayed alive. He built shelter from wreckage. He filtered water from toxic ice veins. He repaired tools with scrap. Humans adapted. They always did. After 2 years, the desert stopped trying to kill him every day. It tried every other day instead. That was when Elias found the bones. They were massive, curved, blackened by age. Dragon bones. Every known civilization knew the legends. The dragon descendants, the first star forgers, the fire architects. They were said to have ruled galaxies before hyperspace existed. They shaped suns. They guarded ancient gates, and then they vanished. Ilias stared at the skeleton half buried in sand. The skull alone was larger than his shelter. Runes etched into bone glowed faintly. Not magic, technology that made Elias smile. Technology always broke, which meant it could be fixed. He followed the bones. More appeared. Then ruins, stone towers fused with alloy. Buried hangars sealed by melted sand. This was not a tomb. This was a refuge, and it had failed. Elias worked for months. He rerouted power. He restored cracked conduits. He replaced shattered crystal cores with jury-rigged human tech. The systems resisted him, not out of hostility, out of caution. Dragon systems tested intent. Elias passed without knowing it. On the 100th day of repairs, the ground shook. Sand collapsed. A chamber opened beneath the ruins. Heat surged upward. Elias descended with a torch and a plasma. Cutter dot below lay the truth. Eggs, dozens of them, cracked, fading dragon eggs. Life signs were weak, failing. The dragon descendants had not vanished. They had hidden. They had gone dormant, and the desert had been winning. Elias did not hesitate. He stabilized temperature. He repaired nutrient systems. He rewired life support. Human hands worked until they bled. One egg pulsed, then another. A sound echoed. A deep vibration. A voice filled the chamber. Human Elias froze. Why do you wake the forgotten? Elias swallowed. He wiped grease from his face. Because you were dying. Silence followed. Then pain surged through his mind. Memories not his own. Stars burning. Empires falling. Betrayal by younger races. The dragon descendants had been hunted, feared, stripped of territory. They fled beyond mapped space. They sealed themselves away, waiting for extinction or rebirth. Why help us? The voice asked. Elias laughed softly. Because I know what abandonment feels like. The chamber trembled. One egg cracked fully. A hatchling emerged, scaled, glowing, small. By dragon standards, it looked at Elias and bowed its head. That moment changed the galaxy. Within weeks, more eggs hatched. The desert warmed, but did not burn. The ruins awakened fully. Dragon technology responded to Elias like a trusted tool. He did not command it. He cooperated with it. The dragon ancestor finally revealed itself. A vast consciousness anchored to a broken core. "You are fragile," the ancestor said. Elias shrugged. "So is everything worth saving, the dragon." Descendants learned something new. Humans were small, short-lived, but stubborn beyond reason. When word spread, the galaxy reacted. Scouts arrived. Then fleets. They came for relics, for power, for the dragons. They found Elias instead, a human standing before awakened star forges. "This world is under human protection," Elias said. The admirals laughed. Then the sky burned gold. Dragon ships rose from beneath the sand. Not warships, guardians. The dragon descendants did not seek conquest. They sought balance, and they remembered who saved them. The invading fleets withdrew. News spread faster than fear. A forgotten species had returned. Guided by a human mechanic, Elias refused titles. He refused command. He kept fixing things. The dragon descendants called him forgekeeper, not master, not ruler. Years passed. Trade routes shifted. Old empires softened their tone. Dragons advised councils. Humans gained respect, not for strength, for empathy. One day Elias stood at the edge of the desert. The sun no longer burned white. Life had returned. A young dragon perched beside him. "Why did you stay?" it asked. Elias smiled. "Because someone had to." The galaxy learned a quiet truth that day. Humans did not save the dragon descendants with weapons or ambition. They saved them with hands willing to repair what others abandoned. And that frightened the stars more than any fleet ever could. Asterisk.